Perfection is killing barbers. It's not the clippers, it's not the other barbers in your city, it's not even the economy. It is perfection. That is the silent killer of our industry. Is that voice in your head that tells you that your haircuts are not good enough, or that you shouldn't post your own content, that you need to be this flawless, perfect Instagram barber before you even show up. And I'm telling you right now, that is the mindset that's gonna hold you back. Now, today I'm showing you guys a full haircut tutorial, taking somebody with super overgrown hair and taking them to a nice skin fade with a pushback on top because you guys requested this. Now, I want to tell you guys a story. Now, the reason why is because I'm sick and tired of seeing the same haircut tutorials over and over again. And I want you guys to know not just the haircut techniques, the tips and the tricks, but really who I am and how you guys can learn from my story. Now, a couple years ago, I was supposed to go to barber school. I was supposed to go to barber school in January, but the barber teacher didn't finish his paperwork in time. So they had pushed the class all the way from January, 8 months to August. Now, the problem with that is I was waiting on that program to start really cutting hair. That was gonna be my perfect opportunity. I had a perfect spot for people to go to. I knew that they would give me clippers. I knew I would have more confidence in marketing myself there, but that didn't happen. They pushed off the school 8 months, and my mentor at the time, he just reminded me of this. He said, you get better at cutting hair by cutting hair. The videos and all the other stuff like that helps, but you really get better from putting in the reps. So at that moment, I had two choices. Either I can sit around and wait for things to line up, wait for, the quote unquote right time, or I could just choose to start. I chose to just start cutting. So I grabbed a pair of clippers and I went straight to my dad's garage. I didn't have the perfect setup. I didn't have, the crazy ring lights, the most expensive clippers, the nice station, the expensive barber chair. All I had was just the dream and some hustle. At the time, I was working at Amazon like 40 hours a week, working these overnight shifts where I would leave out of there so tired that I would almost fall asleep on the drive home. There'd be so many times where I'm driving, and I'm almost like in a ditch, falling off the road, and I had to wake up and swerve the car back on. And I just remember that season of life, I just hated that job so much, and I was so depressed. I wanted to be a barber to be able to leave that job. Now, in that moment where the teacher had pushed off the class like 8 months, I had a choice. I chose to start. Now, was it the most perfect time? No, I didn't have the perfect ideal setup, but in reality, it was the perfect time because I was getting reps. I was getting better. I was building my confidence, building my clientele, and that decision to stop waiting for somebody else to give me permission to start and just to start cutting, it changed everything. Because while other barbers at the time were sitting around waiting for the perfect opportunity, I was building. I was building skill, I was building momentum, and I was building up my belief and my confidence as a barber. What I want you guys to understand is that perfection is just a fancy name for fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failing, fear of other barbers critiquing your haircuts, or even your clients not liking the haircuts. The truth is that nobody's ever ready. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Throughout this journey, throughout these haircut tutorials, it's not just gonna be about fading out guidelines and how to use scissors better. We'll talk about that, but I'm also gonna keep it real with you guys, being raw, honest, and authentic, because in a world full of AI and cool edits and stuff like that, I just wanna be known as somebody that really told their story and somebody that's real. You have to be willing to start in imperfect conditions. And this is a lesson that you're gonna continue to learn. It could be with you starting out as a barber, doesn't even matter if you are already a barbershop owner and you're just learning how to hire more and more people. You're never going to be perfect, but you will get better with time. You have to be willing to just start, whether it's your first haircut, your first time cutting a certain texture of hair, or even your first social media post. Like, even look at this right now. Look at my social accounts on my Instagram, on my TikTok and all that stuff. I have barely any followers. Even I'm still starting new, even in this area. It's just that most barbers are waiting for that full client list, or for that next new camera, or for those new set of clippers before they actually start showing up. And that's backwards. It's totally backwards. It's not about looking perfect. It's about really being consistent and just striving to get 1% better every single day. I've built what I have now because I started when it was ugly. I started when it was quiet and when nobody was even watching me in the first place. You have to be willing to put on those reps, knowing that people are going to critique you anyways. Like, think about it. The best of the best in their industry still get hate. Think about that. The best sports players, the best CEOs, the best barbers, they still get hate, even in how good they are. Think about this. Even if you're not religious, Jesus, they said he's the perfect man that ever existed. Never did nothing wrong. People still hated on him. If you think that everybody else that's already at these massive levels of success is going to get hate, and that you're not going to get hate by just waiting to be perfect, guys, it's just not true. Even this haircut that I'm doing right now, it's not the perfect haircut. It could still be a great haircut. The client still loved it, but it is not perfect. Perfection does not exist. You have to get rid of that idea in your head. So I want to ask you guys, what are you guys waiting on? What's something in your life right now that you're waiting on, that you're pushing off, ultimately because you're scared? Even me, when it came to posting these videos and sharing my story with you guys, I was scared. Scared of, the comments, scared of, having 2 people watch it and that's it. Ultimately, guys, you have to redefine what failure is. Failure is not messing up, or failure is not it going the way you want it to go or not. Failure is really just giving up. Like, think about it. Let's say a baby was learning how to walk and the baby trips and falls down. Did the baby fail at walking, or is the baby just learning how to walk? The same way you're going to learn how to cut hair, learn how to do better customer service, learn how to market your business, learn how to post on social media. You're going to have to learn. You learn by trying. There is no such thing as perfection. And I think really that's what's going to separate the barbers that are going to use barbering to change their life or not, is the ones that are willing to start and willing to keep on going. I'll talk to these barbers about joining the mentorship, and they say that they're waiting on the perfect scenario, and then they go months and months and months with their clientele looking the exact same, the money looking the exact same. Or I'll recommend somebody to take this haircutting course, and they're like, I'm just waiting on getting these new pairs of clippers. Guys, the reason why I tell you that story is to show you guys that I took action even in the imperfect moments. When I got into the mentorship myself, or when I started buying these haircutting courses and stuff like that, I wasn't even in barber school. I was literally in my dad's garage with no AC, cutting hair, not even licensed yet, buying these more advanced haircutting courses. But that's what separated me from everybody else. So let me ask you something. Are you going to continue to wait for everything to be perfect? Or are you ready to just build in these imperfect conditions that are always going to exist? Because ultimately, everything that I have right now is started in a garage with bad lighting, a pair of clippers that barely worked, and I thank God that I didn't wait. Don't let perfection kill your dreams. I want you guys to just start where you are. Use what you got. Get those reps in. And if you're still watching this, I already know that you're one of the few that really get it. So now go out, and I want you guys to build something real. Let me know what you guys think about this haircut, imperfect or not. If you guys any questions or topics you want me to talk about in future videos, let me know. And I want every single one of you guys to go ahead and check out the description where I put some of the stuff that's changed my life forever, and I put a little bit more about my story. I want this channel to be real, honest, raw, and authentic, where we can really just take away all the lies and all the weird stuff in the industry and really build into the barbers that we ultimately want to be. Can't wait to see you guys on the next video. Peace.